Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa, and today I am going to show you how to use one of my favorite flours to bake with, and that is almond flour. I love baking with almond flour. It's one of those things that is kind of sometimes difficult to maneuver, but once you get the hang of it, it absolutely is amazing. It's such a great way to lighten up your baked goods. It gives baked goods kind of this like cakey texture, and it's also really healthy. It's almonds, right? So you're getting the healthy fats, you're getting protein, and you're getting all of the amazing nutrients that almonds have. So today we're gonna make 3 almond-based recipes, and what I will just note about almond flour is that if you have something that is primarily almond flour based, I have found that it works better with eggs because the eggs have a way of helping to provide a little bit of structure and it doesn't get quite as dense. So a few of these recipes do have eggs in it. And actually one other note is that all of these recipes are not 100% almond flour necessarily. So we're using almond flour as like something to mix in as part of our gluten-free flour combination, I guess you could say. So we are making a really delicious almond flour lemon cake. We're also going to be making some peach crisp, which I know it's a little bit late in the season to be sharing this, but it's a fabulous recipe and you need to make it. It's so good. And then we're also going to be making a banana bread that uses almond flour as well. So all of these recipes are up on the blog if you want to try them. As always, I've linked them down in the description box below for you. Before we dive in, I would love to just pause quickly and invite you to subscribe if you are not yet part of our community. Tap that red button right below this video that says subscribe before you go. That's all you gotta do. Otherwise, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so the first recipe we're making is our peach crisp. We're gonna start with the topping, which is quinoa flour, almond flour, oats, cinnamon, some coconut oil that's been melted, maple syrup, and a little bit of vanilla extract, and you'll just stir that all together until it forms kind of like a crumbly texture. There are going to be large chunks, which is definitely what you're looking for. Set that aside, we'll move on to our peaches. So you can just add your peaches directly into your baking dish. Don't have to grease it, nothing like that. Don't even have to peel them. Just add them in there, kind of layer them with a spoon, kind of even them out. Sprinkle them with some coconut sugar and a little bit of tapioca starch, then just stir it together until the peaches are coated. Again, kind of like evenly spread them out so it's as flat as possible on top. And then we'll just sprinkle on that crumble topping, and you can just use your hands to kind of get it into the corners. It's okay if some of the peaches are showing. And I like to try to leave some chunks if possible. Then you'll just pop it in the oven until it is golden brown. Peaches are bubbly, everything like that. It looks absolutely stunning when it comes out of the oven. Look at that crunchy topping. It's so good. And then you can just slice right into it and serve it up. This is by far one of the best crisps I've ever made. It's so good, and you could absolutely swap peaches for any other stone fruit. I think plums would be awesome, apricot would be really good, or even just like a blend of the 3. I also just love serving this with a nice dollop of vegan vanilla ice cream, or even, you know, my fave, coconut yogurt. So I hope you guys try this one because it's a goodie. The second recipe we're gonna make is an olive oil lemon almond flour cake. That's kind of a mouthful. We're gonna start by cracking our eggs into the bowl. And because this is mostly almond flour based, we are going to be using a lot of eggs here. So 4 eggs, and then just beat them together until they are smooth. Once the eggs are smooth and kind of scrambled, like, you can add in some honey or maple syrup, as well as some lemon juice, olive oil, and vanilla extract, and beat that together until it is smooth. Then we'll add in our dry ingredients. We are using almond flour, of course, as well as just a touch of millet flour. You could also use quinoa flour here. And then we are going to add in some baking powder, some baking soda, and some sea salt, and stir that together until a nice, gorgeous cake batter is formed. It's gonna be a little bit on the thicker side, but because there's so many eggs, it's also kind of just a traditional cake batter. And then we will add in some lemon zest, fold that all together, and add it into a springform pan that is lined with parchment paper on the bottom. I love doing round cakes in springform pans because they are a lot easier to remove from the pan. So this is just my preferred method. And you will bake this until it is golden brown and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. It does get a little bit on the brown side, which I honestly am fine with. You could try baking it a little bit less and letting it kind of rest on the counter, but I don't mind a little bit of a brown cake, especially since we're making an icing. So just let this cool and we'll move on to our icing. So we are going to start by just stewing some frozen blackberries on the pan, and you just are going to cook them down until they're kind of like almost like a jam type consistency, and you can just kind of mash them with the back of your spoon. Once you have them to that consistency, it's kind of broken down a little bit, set the little pan aside, and we're going to move on to our icing, which is just powdered sugar and lemon juice, and just stir that together until it forms a nice little glaze. And then we can pour the glaze on top of our cooled cake and just use a spoon to kind of like push it over the sides, and it will kind of form this like really nice drizzle. And then I like to dollop the blackberry right in the center, and the juice kind of like oozes down and creates this really cool kind of spidery rainbow effect. And then you can just serve it right up. It is so awesome, you guys. The texture is incredible. It's so good with the blackberry on top. It adds just like a little bit of tartness. It's moist, it's flavorful. There's only a 1/4 cup of sweeteners in this entire recipe, and it tastes amazing. Our third and final recipe is our almond flour banana bread. I've actually made a few of these on the blog before, so I'm giving you a zucchini chocolate chip version here. So we're going to start with our almond flour as the base. Then we're adding in some quinoa flour, some flaxseed meal, coconut sugar, some tapioca starch, a little bit of baking soda, cinnamon, nutmeg, and sea salt, and then also some cloves. Give that a quick whisk until it's combined and set it aside. Wet ingredients is going to be 2 bananas, and you'll just mash them up until they are kind of creamy-ish. Add in your eggs, beat that together until it is completely smooth. Then you're just gonna add in some maple syrup, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and you could also add in some vanilla if you wanted. Beat that again together until it's smooth. Pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, fold it all together until it's combined. And you could either just bake it right now, or you could stir in your add-ins. For our add-ins today, we're gonna add in some shredded zucchini, which I pressed between a paper towel, as well as some dark chocolate chips, and I'll just fold that all together until it is combined inside the batter. And then you can just transfer the batter into your prepared loaf tin. I use a 9x5 tin lined with parchment paper and greased on the open sides. Smooth it over with your spatula, and then I always sprinkle my banana bread with additional chocolate chips and zucchini. I just think it's like so pretty. Pop this in the oven until it is golden brown and cooked through. And I like to let this cool completely in the pan before I transfer it to a wire rack. And if I need to let it continue to cool, then I will. Otherwise, I'll just slice it up. And the best way to keep this is to actually freeze it. It freezes really, really well. I always have a stash in my freezer. I just pop the slices in the toaster oven and reheat them. This one is awesome for summer, obviously, because there's a lot of zucchini during the summer. But if you love zucchini all year round, it's also great to have a stash on hand. And then once I do toast it up, I love to serve it with some nut butter. Here's just some creamy peanut butter, but cashew butter, almond butter, you name it, so good. Also really great with additional sliced bananas on top. But either way, it's such a yummy bread. It has an amazing texture. The almond flour makes it so kind of moist and cakey and so good, and also really healthy. So I hope you guys give this one a try too. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's almond flour based recipes. If you personally enjoy baking with almond flour, I'd love to know what sorts of recipes you make. Let me know down in the comments. You can come back, you can leave links, anything that you love making using almond flour. I'll also include the almond flour that I recommend in the description box. So if you are interested in picking it up, maybe you haven't tried it before, that can be found there as well as all of the links for the recipes. So there's lots of information in the description box for you. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.